Good day, everyone. We are Group 8, and today we will be presenting our micro lesson plan titled Sync and Float using the Assure instructional design model. The Assure model provides a structured framework for planning effective lessons by focusing on learners' needs, appropriate media and technology, active participation, and meaningful assessment. Throughout this presentation, we will explain how each step of the Assure model was applied to design a science lesson. This presentation focuses on a micro lesson on the concept of sync and float for Year 2 learners at the nursery level. The lesson was developed using the Assure model, which guides teachers through learner analysis, setting clear objectives, selecting appropriate teaching methods and media, encouraging learner participation, and evaluating learning outcomes. The lesson is aligned with the science strand of the nursery curriculum and provides learners with hands-on experiences to help them understand why some objects sink while others float. This presentation focuses. Our lesson is based on the topic sync and float objects. Children naturally enjoy exploring water, making this an engaging science topic. Through observation and experimentation, learners discover that different objects behave differently in water. Rather than simply telling learners which objects sink or float, they are encouraged to predict, observe, compare, and explain their findings through guided activities. Our lesson is based on
The first three stages of the Assure model are analyze learners, state objectives, and select media, materials, and methods. The learners are Year 2 children aged 4 to 5 years with different learning styles, including visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. Most are familiar with common classroom objects, but may not understand why objects sink or float. The lesson objectives require learners to identify objects that sink and float, compare them using simple language, sort them correctly during an experiment, and successfully complete a worksheet. To support these objectives, we selected discovery learning as our teaching approach. Resources include a laptop, an educational video, a basin of water, classroom objects, worksheets, crayons, paste, and Play-Doh. The first three stages of the Assure model are analyze learners, state objectives. The fourth stage of the Assure model is utilize media and materials. Before the lesson begins, the teacher prepares and tests all equipment to ensure everything works properly. The lesson starts with a science song to capture learners' interest. Learners are then encouraged to predict what the lesson will be about based on the displayed objects. A short educational video introduces the concept, followed by a teacher demonstration of the sink and float experiment. 9:44 a.m., October 7, 2026. Tavinda. Learners then participate in practical activities by testing objects, comparing results, completing worksheets, sorting pictures, and creating examples using Play-Doh. These activities provide opportunities for observation, discussion, and hands-on learning. The fourth stage of the Assure model is utilize media and materials.
The final stages of the Assure model are require learner participation and evaluate and revise. Learners actively participate throughout the lesson by singing, predicting, discussing, experimenting, certain objects, completing worksheets, and modeling with Play-Doh. Assessment takes place through teacher observation, oral questioning, practical activities, and completed worksheets. If learners experience difficulty identifying objects that sink and float, the lesson can be revised by providing additional demonstrations, using fewer objects, and offering more guided practice. Differentiation is also included by providing picture cues and peer support for learners who need additional assistance, while more advanced learners who are encouraged to explain why certain objects sink or float. The final stage is. In conclusion, the Assure model provided an organized and effective framework for planning this micro lesson on sink and float. Each stage of the model ensured that learners' characteristics were considered, objectives were clearly defined, appropriate media were selected, learners participated actively, and assessment was meaningful. Overall, the lesson promotes curiosity, scientific thinking, and hands-on exploration while supporting positive learning outcomes for young children. In conclusion, the Assure model provided an